here, right? So I meet her, right? And she tells me, she's like, last time I was here, it was the DPR concert. I'm like, you were here? And she's like, yeah, we were sitting over there. I'm like, oh my God, you were sitting behind me last time, right? Because I showing her my footage and like we're bonding over that. Because she said, I came here for Baby Metal. I don't know who the fuck Black Veil Brides are. And I was like, oh my God, that's me, but in the reverse situation. I'm like, I know everything about Black Veil Brides and nothing about Baby. So it's interesting that these two are touring together and let's see how this clashes, right? Um, She told me she can't wait for Mamamoo to come because she said she really likes Moonbyul, right? And I was like, she came already, right? That's the only reason why I didn't go see Wasa was because I miss seeing Moon, and I was like, damn, I might as well wait for all four of them to come and go. Um, so I'm telling Briar because I'm still messaging her, right? I tell her I'm just here for Black Veil Brides and then I'm gonna go, right? Because I already talked over Aaron and I'm like, he told me, he said if you're feeling tired, because I did a lot that day. He's like, if you can't stay through the whole day, he said go home, right? Because he's like, you're gonna waste your money, right? But I'm like, I don't give a shit. I worked for it. Um, yeah, so I'm telling her, I'm like, I'm just gonna see Black Veil Brides and then I'm gonna go, right? Because I didn't look like any other band was playing. And then I told her I was gonna record, right? I showed her my recordings, and I'm like, scream if again they don't want to scream or make any noise, and I'm like, okay, because again they're taking in this experience for the first time, right? And then you guys are looking at me, they're like, you're like, Lisa, why are you recording these? I'm recording them for this specific situation now, right? So now other artists get to see how other artists function, right? And then you have like from my point of view, because I grew up listening to this, so I got a good grasp of what this sound like. When you guys hear it for the first time now you get to hear what I have heard for like, however long, right? Because you have some artists that say when they go to collaborate with other artists, they're like, I wish I heard this artist's work sooner. And I'm like, this could be one of those situations, right? And it's a good crossover too. So I'm like, for Andy and them, this is gonna be like, I don't know if it's their first time or so listening to K-pop, and then for the K-pop artists, they're gonna make, oh, this is what rock sounds like, right? So when if a collaboration ever were to happen now, you guys have an understanding of what is going on here, right? I'm like bridge in between. So he's doing the same thing here when they decide to tour with Baby Metal, right? They're bringing two sets of like groups you don't think would fit together um to experience something new and different, right? Um So I'm recording. They don't scream, but they don't mess with my footage either. Right? They fall into category 3 again. Right? Category 1 is like they're perfect for my footage. Category 2 they ruin my footage. Category 3 it's like they're not there. They're not even a part of my footage. Right? Like I'm three types of people. So she fell into group 3. Um. Yeah, so she's into a lot of different music, right? She's telling me how she's into K-pop too, and we're talking about that. And I don't know if I'll see her at Blackpink because they're more global now, right? Like they're like accepted by like wider group like audiences, right? That's what happens when you guys are too niche, right? And then when you're too broad, like it's hard to cater to everyone, right? Anyhow, so I have to. I'm like, oh, no one's because they don't know the music playing. I'm like, okay, I can sit and like record, right? But then I'm like, there are people's heads in my shot. I gotta stand up for this. I'm like, it's only half an hour. I can do this, right? I'm like, longer than 3 hours is too much. But I'm in heels. Anyhow. So I have to stand up, get my recording for half an hour. And then I tell her I'm gonna leave. So if she wants to take my seat, she can, or the other guy if he wants, right? Like they have space now. Um, and we've been talking about bands since I saw her, because she's like, who else are you into? And right now, me, her, and Aaron are all into Sleep Token right now. And then she told me about Beach Weather, because I told her, I'm like, I saw them, but I don't know any of their songs. And then she told me check out these songs, and I have to go do that, right? Because she sent them all to me on Friday, and I'm like, I ain't got no time. Um, yeah, and then I told her, like, yeah, I used to listen to like band type stuff, and like now I do K-pop type stuff. Now I don't want to listen to anything anymore, right? Um, so maybe I'll run into her again later, but she was really nice. Um, yeah, okay. So, um, Black Veil Brides are playing, right? And I'm like ready to record. And then I've got like my money shot of Andy, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. So I told you my friend still keeps up with them, right? I found out about them through her, right? So back when we were in high school, this girl would blast Knives and Pens over and over, and it would fucking piss me off because it was always around test season, right? And like I would like know the words word for word, and I'm like, bitch, you're corrupting my studying sessions. If I fuck up my exams or whatever, and I put the lyrics to Knives and Pens on my test, you that's on you, right? So she used to blast that song all the time, and at the time, right, like they used to do that heavy makeup, right, and she loved that because every time, like in the morning, she would get her black eyeliner and she would mimic the same thing they were doing because, oh my god, is that man so pretty. Anyways, I fucking hate Knives and Pens, right? But she's like, go and record it, right? And that was the opening song. So when I go to record it, I'm like having all of these PTSD flashbacks of when I was studying and all. Oh my fucking god! I felt like listening to them. It took me back to a different point in time. So, um, I got my money shot. I'm gonna show you guys now, but I got my money shot. Okay, so every time I do these recordings, there's like something different, right? Um, because I told you guys with Stray Kids, it's like festival vibe now, right? Even though I don't think they should have gone in that direction. But with Black Veil Brides now, and then with Pierce the Veil, I had like I got a good experience of the mosh pit, right? Even though I wasn't in it, but I could see it. And then with these guys now, I can see people crowd surfing in the mosh pit. I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what I wanted to see. The fucking nuts. Anyways, normally when I go to record, I'm like, you guys sound exactly like the recording. This instance now, I go to record this man and he sounds like 110 times better than the recording, and my mind is blown. I was like, oh my fucking god, you guys have to be there to hear him like actually perform, because I'm like, how does he sound better than the fucking recording? I do not understand. Oh my god, he's the only one I would tell you guys to go and see like live. Like I would recommend to go see this man. And he likes to yap. He's a yapper, but anyhow. Look at my beautiful footage. Gotta plug this back in. I've got 8 videos because for me to cut it quick, because when I started, I was like, I want to record from start to end, but then I'm like, I can cut out all the in between parts when I go back to edit. So I'm like, I do it after every song, right? But then there's some sections where it's like a medley of songs, or like it could be one song after the next in succession. So I'm like, then the recording's a little bit longer. This is the photo I took when I was leaving, right? Because I just recorded them and then I left. So it was still daylight outside. It was really like, you would think it was nighttime when you're inside, and then I come outside and I'm like, oh, there's still sunlight. I can get home before it's dark. Right, look, the sun was going down when I headed home. Okay, let's see these men now. All the boys are there. I get to see Jinx and Cece, and all of them are there. Hold on, let me see if I can find the most money shot to show you right now, because all of the... Oh, what I like too is the way he's moving back and forth on stage really reminded me of when I was studying like in my video classes at uni, because I'm like, he's moving very smoothly, so like I can easily turn. With when I had to do Amy and Lindsay's, they're moving like I have to predict where they're gonna move, right? So like I'm moving like you could see if I move in the wrong direction, because I'm like, you think they're gonna go that way and then they don't, and I'm like, you're ruining my footage. And they move about a lot, so if you're not close by, like my footage is gonna get all choppy. Oh my god, look at this! I got to hear Andy screaming real. So like, reason why I got into K-pop, right? So like I was like blasting because Andy's always screaming in the songs, right? And I remember like, cause I wasn't in grade 12 yet, right? I just remember like I was in like the middle of high school, and so I don't know if I was in like 10 or 11, right? And then the older kids, because I was always indoors or outside, I was never around other people, right? Because of the energy thing. So I remember this one girl, she was dating this guy. The guy came up to me because he was watching what I was looking at, right? And he's like, this girl isn't like, what is that? Because I look much younger then, right? They're like, why are you being corrupted and listening to this? Right? And then he told me start listening to K-pop because he's like, my girlfriend's into this. This will make you nice and soft. I was like, what in the fuck? And then after hearing K-pop, I was like, I'm done. I just fell down the rabbit hole, right? But I still come back time to time to hear these guys play. Like they just released a new song. They're working on a new record. It better be good. Like, oh. Anyways, watch this man work. Oh my gosh. You know what's even crazier is that I know this man broke like what I don't remember which side of his like ribs. He broke his ribs. You would think his career's done. That's like if you like punched a singer in the throat and you know their career done. How are they gonna be able to sing after that? Like he broke half of his ribs, and this man still sounds better than the recording. And I'm just like looking at that. And I'm like, is he screaming in pain, or is like that's just how good it sounds? It's like, oh my god. Right, so he said ideally like he wants to break the other side, but I'm like, what if it fucks up the sound? Don't fuck up the sound. Like in motherfucking Andy. That's Bleeders. The lighting kept changing too. Sometimes they're like he looks good in all the lighting, red lighting, blue lighting, green lighting. I don't give a fuck. Oh, let me see. Jake was there too. Sorry, yeah, I know. I got to see Andy in the flesh. Oh my god. I don't know who called him up and told him to show up, but I was like, yes! I really wish I could go to a Warped Tour and watch how these guys perform. I'm like, that's never gonna happen. Same thing with Coachella. Now it's like a status thing. I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to witness that now. Ah, motherfucking knives and pens give me PSD. PTSD. I can't English now. Yeah, click, 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 click. You guys are gonna be like, zoom in some more, but I'm like, he'll be blurry. If I was a little bit closer, you know how good that footage would look. I heard MCR is coming. I'm like, everybody's gonna go. And then I don't care for them, right? The only song I know is Black Parade, and I'm like, I don't really care. He sounded so good. Like, I cannot like express to you guys like how like I've listened to the recordings for so long, right? To actually hear it in person and it sounds better than like what I've heard for so long. I was like, God damn. And he does it a good couple of times. I was like, oh my god, does your ribs not hurt? Okay, so I record them, right? I witness this. Witness all of that, record, then I gotta call a cab and I head home because it'll be I'm like tired. It's faster if I just take a cab straight home than if I take the subway and then take the buses and then wherever the fuck, right? So because I'm in that dress now, right? The cab driver that comes to get me, he was really really nice, right? We started talking about fashion because he was telling me how like he told me I should go into modeling. I'm like, Ava does that. I should talk to her about it. Um, um, yeah, he said I think he has a store. He sells clothes. He said he's always looking for models and things like that. And I was like, oh okay. But he was really really nice. Because normally when I talk with the cab drivers, I get a really icky feeling. But this one, he was really nice. Like the whole day felt like shit until I got to the concert, got my recording. And then I was in the cab, and I had this nice conversation all the way home with this cab driver. Okay. I got questions for Andy now. I don't know if he's here now. I feel kind of shy because it's kind of weird, right? Because like I grew up with you guys. First question, okay? When I went to go see Amy, because they've been doing rock for so long now, like she listens to a lot of country music, right? So my first question is gonna be, do you guys like ever want to switch genres, right? Because I know for K-pop, I'm like, none of these guys listen to K-pop, but they're like producing this music, right? So I'm like, how does that work? Like, would you ever genre hop? That's my first question. The second one is, how the fuck? How did you manage to make it back here? I was so happy. Okay, then I listened to when Juliet dropped Popsicle, and I was like, something's different about this. But you're the one that shot the video, right? She looks so good in the prosthetics, right? And you can really hear her vocals. I've been waiting for her to drop music that I can really hear her, right? And that's one of those songs where like I can hear and see her. I'm like, damn, she has a presence there. But I know if I put that in the playlist, everyone's gonna look at this like, what in the fuck? I'm like, you guys just, I need you to understand. And then I found out Andy's an author now. I was like, what the fuck? Andy writes books now? And then this is what I need to tell you now, right? So I was like, should I buy this book? Because I'm like, I don't have time to read this, right? And it's just gonna sit in that pile. I haven't read. I've just finished Stephen King's Grandpa Stephen's book. I haven't touched Uncle Keanu's yet. And I'm like, Andy drops a book now, and I'm like, let's read what it says online. So as I'm reading like the, because it gives you like the preview, right? If you want to buy the book or not. I read it and I'm like, you wrote it like you're talking. And I'm like, I can tell that someone that knows how to write a book would never write a book this way. So that's the first thing I want to tell you. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like if someone wrote a song, you can tell somebody wrote the song incorrectly than if they knew what they were doing when they were writing the song. Like, it's hard for me to explain because I read so many books. Like, I can tell. You should turn it into an audiobook because it just sounds like I'm reading this and it sounds like you're just reading it to me, right? So I guess the best way to explain it is like, you know, with Johnny Depp, it's like if all the characters he plays, it's as if he plays them as himself than as the character itself. You understand what I'm saying? So like you writing the book, like you're supposed to write the book in whatever the world you're building is, right? But it sounds like you're writing the book from like you explaining the book. Like it's if like let's use Sweeney Todd for example, right? It's like being in the Sweeney Todd world, and Johnny Depp is himself and not acting as the Sweeney Todd character. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it feels when I'm reading this. I was like, it's done. It's not done right. I asked my friend though, I'm like, if you want a copy of this book, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna read it and then I'm gonna send it to you because I can't get any more use out of it. And she's like, don't waste money. Anyways, I'm glad you've taken up another hobby, right? That like latches onto my other question, right? The one where it's like, would you genre bend? But then there are like other hobbies because sometimes you guys don't even want to do music. Now you're like moving over to like literature, right? So I'm like, you guys are messing with my reading material. Let me know if it gets 5-star reviews. It better have some thick plot, right? Because I'm tired of investing in plots that just don't go anywhere. They're so disappointing. Okay, that's all I have to tell you. Thanks. Ah, I really want to see you guys at Warped Tour. I don't know if I'll ever be there because I know you've gone so many times and I've never gone once. I want to see, but then there's lots of like sketchy, weird fucking shit that go on there, right? That's not a place for me. I don't know if I can go. Okay, moving on now. Okay. Now I want to talk about. I found out Lindsay's coming back, and she's coming back with Lizzie, and I don't know if like if I want to record, but I'm like I can't. I don't know if I can go because I know she's gonna know I'm there, and she's gonna focus on me and like don't look at me. I just wanna capture what you guys do best, so other people can see. Right? I'm showcasing what you guys do. Cause if I don't, who will? Okay, I'm helping. I'm giving you a hand. Lindsay's coming back with Lizzie end of the year, right? And I'm like, I got Lindsay's Carol of the Bells. She's gonna come back with Lizzie, and it's gonna be Shatter Me, right? So if I can get that one, that's 2 out of 3. The third one is if Lindsay comes back with Amy. If Lindsay comes back, yeah. Hang on. Yeah. Where? Now? How long does it take? Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. I gotta go. Crazy woman's dragging me to go do other shit now. I'm gonna be late. Okay. I left off at Amy, okay? Remind me that.